Motivational Mondays is the perfect way to set the tone for your week. Everyone can use motivation. Mondays are amazing, rich with opportunities, full of potential, and now motivational. Your week begins here. Good Monday morning. Hello. Of course, I am Geneviéve Jones-Wright, and welcome to a very special Motivational Mondays. Not only are we presenting this Motivational Mondays live this morning, we are bringing you a little bit of my story. Now, this one, because it's live, is absolutely interactive. So let's get those comments going. Remember, we are honoring mothers in action all month long. So every Monday, I get to sit down with amazing people that I find inspiring in hopes of inspiring you to get after your goals and just have an amazing day and week. And I absolutely love bringing you all of the stories that I bring to you. I leave every conversation inspired every single time. And this morning, I hope to inspire you with some of my story. Now, one thing you should know about me is that I love the month of May. I love the spring, but of course, it's my birthday month, and I do celebrate my birthday all month long. And May is also home to Mother's Day. If you've ever heard me speak for more than 5 minutes, you know how much I love and adore my mother. So it was a no-brainer that we would do a month-long series of Mothers in Action for the month of May. So make sure you stay tuned all month long because we're going to be talking to some amazing mothers who are making change right in our communities. Now, I am very mindful of the fact that a lot of women never make the history books. They never get celebrated because they don't, quote unquote, do something great. But there are a lot of powerful women who do great things like raise amazing human beings who change the world and who make our world better for so many people. And these women themselves make our world better for so many. They teach us how to love and how to say sorry. They teach us about responsibility and inspire us with their compassion. They push us and they make us do better. I am an attorney. I am also the first in my family to attend and graduate from a 4-year university. I am a business owner and proud entrepreneur. I've been a foster parent and I am godmother to many beloved children. But what I am most proud of is being May's daughter. My mother raised me and my siblings as a single parent, and she did a fabulous job with us. I mean, can't you tell? She's a great grandmother and a great grandmother to 5 great grandchildren, and she still looks 50. She busted her butt cleaning UCSD hospital for so many years until her recent retirement, and she instilled in me a great sense of pride and purpose. See, even though my mother never took the path that I took, I went to college, I garnered 3 degrees, she nurtured my dreams, and for that, I am truly grateful. Everywhere I go, I tell people that I am who I am because of my mother and what she taught and what she gave me. So this one is once again dedicated to my mother, the woman whose name I bear, the mothers whose name is on all of my diplomas, the mother I scared because she thought I was going to be an everlasting student. But I carry her name with me, and my diplomas carry her name because I want to honor her in all that I do. One of my most precious memories was receiving AFSCME Local 3299's Champion of Change Award in 2018 alongside my mother. They honored her too. They got it right because I could never be a champion of change without her. Not only because she literally birthed me into existence, but she helped birth my dreams. I can talk about my mom for days and days, but let me just tell you one more thing about my mother. While working at UCSD Hospital, I watched my mom strike many times over the years to fight for better wages and benefits on behalf of herself, her fellow custodial workers, and others. Even when my mother was set to retire, she still went on strike so that workers who could not retire just yet and workers behind her would receive greater benefits. That's who my mother is. My mother is silent but strong. She is elegant and very humble. Now, I'd love for you to shout out your own mother right now. I told you this was interactive. So tell us about your mother. Does she make wonderful cakes for you? Did she teach you a big lesson that is invaluable? Tell me why your mother is the best thing since hot water cornbread. And I say that because my mother makes the best hot water cornbread on the earth. But I want to know your mother. Say her name, shout her out. Why do you honor her? Why do you adore her? All right. So while you're doing that and you're telling us about the big things and the little things, because they all matter, shout your mother out and don't take it for granted that you have a wonderful mother. I know a lot of people cannot say that. So I know that I am very blessed and that is not lost on me. Last year, I was inducted into San Diego County's Women's Hall of Fame. And of course, I had to give honor to my mother. So this morning, I am sharing the induction video with you so that you can learn a little bit more about my journey becoming a lawyer and about some of the challenges I face as a woman lawyer. I want to thank the Women's Museum of California for granting me permission to share this video with all of you on this platform. And I encourage you to check out the Women's Museum of California, consider making a donation, and consider becoming a member to support their wonderful work. They are inducting a new class this year, another group of wonderful women. So check them out. So we're going to go ahead and go into the induction ceremony video from last year. And again, I hope that you learn a little more about me and that my story will indeed inspire you on this Motivational Monday. Well, I grew up in Southeast San Diego with my siblings and my mother, who raised us as a single parent. I was inspired by Justice Thurgood Marshall when I was a fourth grader at Knox Elementary School. I learned about him and his life impacted me so much that I based my decision on becoming a lawyer and attending law school because of his journey. And so I attended Howard Law because when I was 8 or 9, I heard that Justice Marshall was trained there, and at that moment I knew that I would become a lawyer and go to school where he went. I was very young and I would see something that I knew was wrong and I would just stand up for the people that I believed was being harmed or wronged. And so I'm honored to be celebrated as an activist and being inducted into the Women's Hall of Fame as an activist. You can't spell activism or activist without act, and I'm a doer. Frederick Douglass talks about praying with legs, and I'm a very faith-driven person, but I also believe that in addition to prayer, we have to act. I always get emotional when I talk about my mother, even though I try not to. But I think about the sacrifices that she made for me and my siblings. I didn't know any Black attorneys. I didn't know any women attorneys. And so the very first woman attorney that I saw was Claire Huxtable, a fictional character. And my mother bought me suits so that I could look like Claire Huxtable. And she really just nourished my dream of being an attorney. I owe everything to my mother, and I wanted every degree that I earned to be in her name. And so I took on my maternal grandparents' last name, which is how and why I'm hyphenated to this day. I also remember being in the courtroom and a judge looking to my male intern as if he was the attorney in the case, and me having to say, "I'm the attorney." I remember junior high, we were getting ready for Model UN, and I was talking about having a national office, and the guy next to me said, "Well, when I'm president of the United States, you're gonna be my Secretary of Housing and Urban Development." And it's just those types of situations that I think a lot of women face because we're in a male-dominated society, and so they will either defer to the male in the room or put you in a box. I actually started a nonprofit about a year ago with another Black woman attorney. Our organization's name is Community Advocates for Just and Moral Governance, or MOGO. And our work is centered around achieving racial and social justice. And so that's obviously a gargantuan feat. But every day I'm working as an advocate with the community who has been harmed, with disenfranchised populations, marginalized groups, to make sure that their voices are heard. And we do that on a lot of different levels. We have relationships with elected and public officials. We also get on the other side of advocacy and initiate lawsuits in order to make our society better, and that's through something called impact litigation. I continue to write my story every day, and so what I would tell young women is to be a perpetual autobiographer, and don't let your mistakes define you. Mistakes are actually victories when you turn them into lessons learned. And so make your mistakes, embrace your flaws, but when you fall or you fail, just get back up and start to write that next chapter of your life. I want to be remembered for being on the right side of history. I want to be remembered for taking on fights and having stances even when they were not popular, but that they were right. I want to be remembered for being very conviction driven and led by integrity, and a person who is people-centered, a person who brings humanity to everything that she does. I believe that every moment that we have on this earth and every breath in our body is a testament that we're not done with our work. So there's something else that I have to do. There's something else that I will accomplish. And so stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining us for this week's Motivational Mondays. I'm going to see you next week, same time, same place, right here, with more inspiration to help you jumpstart your week. Now, if you found this week's conversation inspirational or motivational in any way, maybe you got a gem to carry with you throughout the day or the week, please feel free to like, comment, and share. Because remember, everyone can use some motivation. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'll see you next week.